Amendment 4, I'd like to introduce Mr. Cliff Long. Cliff is the Government Affairs Director for the Emerald Coast Association of Realtors. Cliff.
All right, good evening, everybody. Oh, come on, that's worse than my Sunday school class. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. All right, I'm here this evening to talk to you about an amendment that is going to shut down Florida, and it's Amendment 4. You're seeing the signs all over our community. You're seeing them everywhere. You're seeing them at your local chambers, the Association of Realtors, and local businesses everywhere because, quite frankly, Amendment 4 is bad for business in Florida, and we're counting on you. This is Victory Lane. We're counting on Northwest Florida to stop this in its tracks. If I could get you guys, while you're doing this, to go back to the original reading of Amendment 4, there's a couple of discrepancies that our distinguished speaker brought out and kind of glazed over that I definitely want you to pay attention to, among which is the cost of Amendment 4. First of all, nowhere in the amendment regarding the statement of the impact statement in finances does it actually tell you what this will cost you. Now, Fort Walton Beach and Tea Party members, I'm asking you, are you seriously going to vote on an amendment where they don't tell you what it costs? No, you're not going to vote on that. The impact on Amendment 4 in the state of Florida is estimated to be about $34 billion in terms of the economic impact. It's going to cost us about 270,000 jobs. When you look somewhere in the middle there, it says the amendment's impact on local government expenditures cannot be estimated precisely. They're looking you in the eye, telling you, we want you to vote on this, and we don't know how much it costs. We don't know how much it's going to impact our state, and we're looking at you and expecting you to be a fool. Are we fools in here on this evening? No, we're not. If you can't tell that I'm passionate about it, then you're missing my point. Somewhere around John 10 and 10, and it does feel good to be back in the pulpit. John 10 and 10 is where Jesus said, I came that you might have life and have life more abundantly. And it's right there where the abundance of life in Florida is being threatened right now by Amendment 4. And it's up to us to exercise our vote to make sure that this does not happen. Taxpayers are going to be required to fund elections for each proposed comprehensive land change, not just major projects. If I can clarify this for you a little bit, what they're telling you is that Amendment 4 would not require voter approval on all land use decisions. That is not true. In reality, the Florida Supreme Court does not agree with them. Florida's leading editorial boards don't agree. The Florida Supreme Court has already dispelled the myth that Amendment 4 only requires votes on certain land use decisions. In fact, while reviewing the ballot, they came to the conclusion that in the opinion, the court plainly indicates that Amendment 4 would trigger votes not simply on all land use items, but in fact on every change to a local government's comprehensive plan. This is not propaganda being given to you by local chambers and realtors and advocates. That is the Florida Supreme Court issuing you their opinion on Amendment 4. If I can take it a little bit deeper as to what they're saying, they actually said that this statute, in regards to Amendment 4, is going to lead to a referenda on a capital improvement element, listen closely, a future land use element, a traffic circulation element, a sanitary sewer, solid waste, drainage, potable water, natural groundwater, aquifer recharge element, a conservation element, a recreation and open space element, a housing element, a coastal management element, an intergovernmental coordination element, a transportation element, an airport master plan, a public buildings and related facilities element, a recommended community design element, a general area redevelopment element, a safety element, a historical and scenic preservation element. You're going to have to vote on everything. Literally everything that comes before a local comprehensive or your planning commission is something that you have to vote on. Now, I don't know about Bay County, being respectful, but I can tell you about Okaloosa County. Just 2 weeks ago, the Okaloosa County Planning Commission voted to turn down the development of Coastal Breeze 2. How many of you guys are familiar with that? Our government is not broke. When we put things before our local planning commission, they have the ability to make those decisions. And had it passed that particular planning commission, it would have gone to our county commission, and we would have been able to vote competently on it. We do not need to add an extra layer of government here in Northwest Florida. Thank you. Our very own senator, our very own representatives have been working feverishly in Tallahassee and abroad in the state to come up with job packages for Florida. In fact, Senator Gates and Representative Will Rutherford have come up with a job package, and if we ever give it a chance to hit the ground, it's going to improve business, jobs, and the economy in Florida. How long will we lick the bootstraps of Alabama up here in Northwest Florida? How long will we put things in place that are going to cause us to have to say that we're closed for business in Northwest Florida? We're finally getting our leaders to get out there, they're hearing our voices, and they're responding, and they're going, and they're putting incentives in order to make sure that development, industry, and people take a look at Northwest Florida, and here comes something that's going to derail the entire project. Now, I mentioned earlier, John 10:10 says that we're talking about having life and life more abundantly, and that was the wisdom of God. But my mother had a saying that she used to give me, and she'd say, son, the road to hell is paved with good intention. And what I mean by that is, whereas Amendment 4 is a well-intending and good, I'm giving it credit, a well-intending and good amendment in terms of its spirit, it's not needed in Northwest Florida. Instead of us adding layers of government, we need to be taking it away. Voters are going to be deluged with highly technical background materials. If you haven't seen this, you are going to face 200 to 300 decisions, quite possibly, on your local ballot, where you're looking at very difficult comprehensive plans. You're going to be looking at plat maps. You're going to be required to understand latitude and longitude. Will you really actually know what you're looking on? We have people in front of us who we have elected to do this. If we pass Amendment 4, we're effectively saying to our local mayors, our local city councilmen, and our local county commissioners that we don't trust them to do the job that we elected them to do. And that's anti-American and that's anti-Florida. We're going to have to vote no on Amendment 4. Now, they're saying that under Amendment 4, you're going to get an opportunity to veto or approve your commission's decision on the next regularly scheduled election day. It's that simple. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you read that anywhere up there? In fact, nowhere, in the amendment that's in front of you right now, nowhere does Amendment 4 say that we will vote on regularly scheduled elections. In fact, it was the intent, and it's the statement of one of the actual writers of Amendment 4, that it's going to hold up development in the state of Florida, because that was her intention. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't need 10 minutes or 3 more minutes to tell you that this is going to be Armageddon for development and business in the economy of the state of Florida. In a time where we're already against the ropes regarding a national recession, and in a time where we actually need to step up and come together as a community and do some things that help each other out, Amendment 4 is the worst thing that could possibly happen in Northwest Florida. That's why your chambers are against it. That's why your local association of realtors are against it. That's why your local home builders are against it. And that's why I'm asking you to vote no on Amendment 4 on your absentee, your early, and on November the 2nd. Thank you very much.